Welcome to my Bajerski Crystals channel. Thanks for coming over, guys. It's great to be able to share this video today with you and the experience of my life's work as a crystal healer. And today we're going to talk about my favorite two crystals that help in many ways on the physical, on the skin, any issues on the skin, any irritations and problems. Also a fantastic duo, it's two crystals together. A fantastic duo. In fact, ¿dónde está Marco? Oh, I gave it away. I did. I gave it away. Bummer. I gave it away. Anyway, there's this one here. You know, I'm always giving stuff away and then I forget. Where's it gone? Oh yeah, I gave it away. So what you're looking at here is a later date version. I've only had this about 5 years, but my first one was the crystal that I used to use on many different forms of healing techniques. But this is an example. It was smaller than this. And yeah, this is actually filled with oil. I've obviously been using it too much. I use a lot of oil and then work with it. Now, this is a great example of the crystal, what I'm going to talk about in a second. So imagine if you take this crystal here, you can quite clearly see it's got a point. It's been deliberately made that way. But actually most crystals, as the quartzes that you see, they naturally form in this kind of pointer. But this has been manufactured that way. I actually like this because it's got this curvature where it fits beautifully there, and then I can take my hands and fully focus the energy which will pour into the pointer. The whole point of that is you're directing an energy frequency at maybe cancer or some kind of irritation, or if you want to heal the eye, you want to open the third eye or the chakras. There's so much you can do with this kind of crystal, and I've done many a videos, so I hope that you take the time and look at some of the videos, and depending on what crystal you're using. So let's take, we use this one here, which is fantastic. Again, great size. You just hold like that and then you work on a specific way. This is a rose quartz, so you'll be working with this on maybe children and people more delicate, and working in a different frequency of energetic. Well, you just feel it. Okay, I need this crystal today for this client, and it's not always cut and dry. It's not always ABC. So that said, you all know that I love a crystal that is not a crystal, and we can argue about that till we're blue in the face, but it doesn't matter. It's nice to call it a crystal, and that is called Moldavite. You all know that I've had a lot of issues with Moldavite as of late, and that's because of the price. It's gone up through the roof, and mainly, and I have to say this, there is so much fake now that I'm getting tired of Moldavite. Now that sounds awful, but actually there's so much fake that I'm getting so much grief from people saying it isn't working, and it's like, but you don't pay 22 euros or $29 for a 10-gram piece of Moldavite. It's fake, love. It's fake, and it's not for me to tell you it's fake, but Moldavite is a fortune now. It's a fortune. I cannot buy a gram of Moldavite for less than 25 euros. I can't. So a gram, my dear. I've been in the business so long. I buy from direct source. So it's tiresome. I'm tired of it. So the last time I was able to buy some Moldavite was a while ago. And I create certain crystals, and I have crystals created, and I have a very strong community of crystal buyers and people who work with crystals who love them. And we've created certain crystals with my help and with their expertise, and I have also, all my crystals are mounted now in Bali and so forth. So it's become pretty organized. But the problem was the Moldavite became too expensive. So what I did was I hunted for some small pieces. The smaller pieces, because I realized that most clients can't afford 3, 4, 5, 600 euros. So I went for the smallest of pieces from 0.2 grams to 3 grams. And I hunted and searched, and with no joy, even with my best dealers, you know, they were, I haven't got any, Mark, I haven't got any, please, I need some. Anyway, I was lucky enough a while ago to get some, and we had them mounted, and they're now available. And everybody keeps saying make a video on these 2 crystals, and I've done it before, but the reason why I'm making it now is because, not because I've got them, because I've had them all the time, because they're one of my best-selling crystals, but because they work really, really well. When you have a genuine Moldavite, and when you have a genuine piece, because so much now is fake, not in Moldavite, which we already know, but in clear quartz. And so this is my machine, and I use this machine, and I used it, was it on Monday? I used it on Monday. And this machine is fantastic, because although I trust everybody that I work with, I still want to be 100% sure. I'm a little bit that way anyway, and wouldn't you be? So this machine is fantastic, and it's a guide counter, and it tells you whether it's glass or whether it's quartz or amethyst, or it gives you the counter, or diamond. So I use this, and I take it out and I use it for all my crystals, always, just to be sure. I made one mistake once, not again. Fool me once, fool me twice, not gonna happen. So, going back to the video at hand about 2 of the most powerful crystals coming together, and this connection is fantastic. Now, you all know I love Moldavite. You all know I love Tektite, no matter where the Tektite comes from, it's beautiful. And you all know I love one particular crystal called Herkimer Diamond. Yes, that they are exquisite, powerful, amazing. I could talk about it for weeks, months, probably years, which I have been doing. And these 3 crystals, as a pure energy healer, has been my tool for years. However, so has one of these been my tool, and so has been a single piece of Moldavite. So I created this crystal for a reason, and I'm going to now go through the reason why I created it and how it helps and how I work with it on a daily, monthly, weekly basis whenever I feel the need, because it's there as a tool. So let me introduce you to it right now. One of the most powerful duos in the world is a genuine piece of Moldavite with a genuine piece of, whether it comes from Brazil or wherever in the world, clear quartz, placed into a beautiful pointer. And as a matter of fact, I work with these quite often on many different occasions when it comes to awakening. So if somebody comes to me and says, look, I understand what's going on, I think, but I need to be more heightened, I need to understand what's going on, I would work with this crystal. So there are certain ways I would work with this crystal. Wearing it around your neck is equally as wonderful. And in time, you'll feel that energetic frequency. But I use it as a tool. This is one of my go-to tools. So first of all, as a healer, when we are working on the clarity, which this is, it's clarity. You can see through it. It's clarity. It has the energy of clearing heavy energy, heavy frequency, any kind of distortion, any kind of cloud energy. So if somebody comes to me and says, Mark, I don't see as well, my eyes are getting worse, I take this crystal and I work on the eyes. So the energetic frequency that comes through naturally through your arm, wrist, fingers, and then to the tip of here. Well, when you have a crystal, this is also an extension of who you are. So I don't see this as a crystal, I see this as the extension of my fingers to a very specific and very powerful point. And thus, as I work on the client on movement of clockwise, anti-clockwise, I'm feeding this energy into the iris, the eyeball, and working all around the pupil. And that might be 15 minutes, an hour, it just depends. And I work on myself in the same way. And also closing my eyes is equally the same. You don't have to have your eyes open, close your eyes and then just work, and then you'll start to find, if you've done this before, you'll start to get like a headache or a pain round about this section here. That's normal. What's happening is a detox. It's a purging, it's a cleansing of heavy energy. So when you finish doing that, then you can go to the rest of your body. So if you've got any issues with your hands, fingers, feet, anything going wrong, anything hurting, if there's some kind of imbalance on the physical body, you then work with this. Then you can work on an energetic frequency which is opening of certain frequencies. So you're opening. So if I want to speak more clearly, what I would do is hold this crystal like this, but I would, if I'm connecting more to higher vibration, I'm just trying to show you in a way, I'd be trying to put my hands over the crystal quartz and the moldavite. So before, I'd work on this energetic frequency, which means I'm not touching the moldavite per se, but now I am. So now I'm going to a different frequency. So now I'm going to open up the third eye. And as you work on that and you close your eye and just slowly move clockwise, then anti-clockwise, all of a sudden you'll start to feel your head expanding. You'll start to feel this expansion. And that is, again, you're placing a very powerful energy of moldavite into the forehead. Now you can work on the crown chakra, you work on all your chakras, which is fantastic. This is how I work. One of the things with this crystal I found, and the feedback was always amazing, but a lot of people thought that their crystal was broken. Now, if you look at this crystal, you can see that this is a crystal quartz. Look inside. Look at all the inclusions. Most people think it's broken inside. It's not. It's inclusions. It's how it creates. It's how it is. It's not a piece of glass that's been blown. Yet some are very clear. This one has what to anybody else would see as a break. Oh, it's broken, Mark. Across here, you might not be able to see it. Oh, it's cracked inside. No, it's not cracked inside. It actually shows you that it's a real quartz and it's not glass. So yeah, sometimes they do break, but most of the time when you feel the crystal, if it's not got any, if you close your eyes and just feel, okay, there's no breaks in that. Run your nail down. Is there any breaks? No, there's no breaks, because you can feel the break. So therefore, it's an inclusion, which is natural. But most people say, oh, it's broken. No, it's not broken, love. It's not broken. It's natural. So going back to this crystal, how do I use it? Depending on what I'm doing that day, I like to wear it heart energy. So a little bit higher. My chest is here, so I like to get the moldavite round about my heart energy, so it's opening all the time. I'll pick it up and work with it at certain places, okay? If you've got toothache, you can work around there and it's brilliant. If you've got headache, you can work on it here, brilliant, on your temples. You know, I could go on and on and on and on and on, guys, but suffice to say that this is a tool. And I treat this duo as a tool. Moldavite, clear quartz, as a tool. And I work with it as a tool. So if I'm doing healing, which is great for healers, if you're doing healing work, you'll find, and a lot of healers work with these two crystals. So to combine them is fantastic. So why did you combine them, Mark? Because when you've got the frequency of moldavite with the frequency of clear quartz, it's very, very similar to Herkimer diamond, but Herkimer diamond is slightly different. amplifies the energy of other crystals, whereas these two work together in the sense of harmony. So it doesn't need to amplify anything else. So for me, when I wear this, I always feel like I don't like the expression bullet in a gun, but I do feel like I've got something that is my ammunition in a spiritual sense. What have I noticed when people wear this crystal? I've noticed they've felt protected. I've noticed they've felt more clarity. They've felt more connected to their higher intuition, their spiritual self. I think a lot of people wear this crystal and buy it because they are workers in this field of work. I've noticed a lot of people who have bought this crystal, who have sent me messages over the past 2 or 3 years, have said that I work alongside people who are negative, and when I wear this crystal, I often find myself holding it in my hand when they talk to me, and I don't seem as affected. And I said, yeah, because the clarity, as well as the Moldavite, gives you protection, makes you stronger, helps you feel stronger, and your frequency vibrates at a higher frequency. So your antenna, your energetic frequency, isn't disturbed, isn't violated, isn't hijacked. So it's a great crystal if you want inner peace. It's a great crystal if you want creativity, if you want to write a book, if you want to know what your spiritual path is. It's a great crystal for all of the above. But most of all, I find this crystal works at its best when animals and children feel down, depressed. If I'm holding it and just working with this crystal with animals and children, and I'm holding it and I maybe stroke an animal or just touch a child or hold it near or work around a child's forehead or heart, depending on what they're feeling, it's a brilliant crystal to raise the vibration and cleanse and clear away that negative energy that's making a child or an animal feel bad. And it happens, we all feel bad. So I think it's probably one of my favorite crystals as a pair. I mean, I absolutely love Moldavite and Tektite as a pair, love that as a pair. But we could go on forever and a day. I hope this video serves you well. I hope you enjoy it. Luckily, I managed to get another, I think, 94. It took about 11 months, something like that. So I've got 94 here that I'm working on. I work on normally about 10 at a time. And then when I'm happy with them, the hour that I'm happy with them when they're ready, because I've worked on both pieces separately, then when they're made together, I put an extra hour or sometimes 2, depending, not so much longer than that, that's enough. And then they're ready and nobody touches them. They then just get put into a box and then they get shipped off when they're sold. So they're on my website, and if you want to find a local crystal store, then go down and get these 2 crystals and work with them together. You'll see that they're a fantastic combination. They really are. So I shall get back to work and get back to working on these ready for you, the Moldavite and clear quartz. I hope this video serves you well. I hope you're doing fine today. And hey, who knows? It might be just the next beautiful duo, partnership, marriage of 2 crystals that might just change your life or make a huge difference and impact in your life like it did for me. Definitely one for your toolbox if you're a crystal healer. Have a great day, guys. Thank you so much for supporting Bajerski.com, your crystals, incense, oils, and now teas. I hope you enjoy them as much as I loved working with them. Have a great day, and please, please don't forget, you are the #1 crystal in this world. Don't ever forget that.